The Nintendo 64, an iconic console that is now 25 years old. Everybody has their favorite, whether it's GoldenEye, Mario Kart 64, Super Smash Brothers, the list goes on. That top 10% of the library of the Nintendo 64 is amazing. There's some amazing games there, and a lot of people, that's their favorite. I'm not talking about any of those games today. I'm talking about the worst of the worst. That's right. The N64 had some stinkers, and I'm continuing my bad game series, and I'm going to look at those games today. I've thought about this. I've had a lot of fun doing bad games, these games I own, and in today's video, I'm taking the worst of the worst for the Nintendo 64. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, let's take a look. After the success of the animated series Batman Beyond, there was a movie. And this is a game that's a tie-in with that movie. This is a straight-up brawler. How bad can it be? When I first heard about this game, I was rather excited because I love myself some brawlers. But then, unfortunately, I played it. And first and foremost, the graphics are terrible. And, graphics aren't going to destroy a game. I've played a lot of games that I've enjoyed that had bad graphics. But this just is not a good game whatsoever. It's very repetitive. Same moves over and over again can take out most enemies. Enemies are generic. Level design's generic. It's just not fun to play whatsoever. You do get some different suits with different abilities, but I couldn't get myself into this. It really, really is a bad looking N64 game. Now, I do have an HDMI mod on my N64, so playing this on a standard N64, it's going to look really bad. But it just is repetitive. Take out an enemy, advance to the next room, rinse, repeat. And what I found too, especially early on in the game, is that there is some recycling of level design. And so I hate that. I hate that in which some games, they add length to a level just by putting in the same room design. Oh my goodness, I can't stand that. Avoid this one. This is pretty bad. As if you're a big fan of the series or love the movie, maybe check it out. But it's not a good game. It's very, very generic. There are some different suits, and you can get some extra gadgets. But it's just, to me, Batman doesn't work as just an action game. I kind of like the sleuthing of the more modern day Batman games. A lot of fun to check out. But the music's good. I hope you like this track because you're going to hear it over and over and over again. Oh my, I can't stand that when a game just recycles one track over and over and over again. It's so annoying, it's cheap, this is a shoddy brawler, avoid this piece of junk. As Mortal Kombat was wanting to branch out into other different games, we got Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero, an action platform fighting game with some light RPG elements. It's sad to know that a game like this probably had many different playtesters, but unfortunately, nobody had the power to say that the gameplay was broken. There's several problems with this game, but the biggest one is that you have to press B to change direction of your character. That right there really, really kills this game and its fluidity. Also, your analog stick moves you in more of a running fashion. You have to use the control pad to walk, and there's so many one-hit deaths in each level. It just makes it frustrating to play. You have to creep along with the control pad. Oh, it's just not fun whatsoever. The level design is pretty shoddy as well. And this is coming from a Mortal Kombat fan. I grew up with the original trilogy and love the series in general. This is just not Mortal Kombat for me. Kudos to them for branching out and trying something new, but it just doesn't work. The PlayStation version I do hear is worse, but this is still pretty bad and one of the worst N64 games to grace the console just because it doesn't work. Terrible level design, not fun to play, and broken control. I do like the experience that you get as you progress in that. I think if this had better gameplay and level design, it would be fun to play. Unfortunately, with the broken control, this is just not fun to play whatsoever. Power Rangers were huge and it was everywhere. I'm a fan of Power Rangers, but somewhere along the line they kind of lost their way, And this game is really bad. This is based on the 8th TV series. Full title, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. Oh man. So you start off with this terrible overhead perspective where you're going around, you're either rescuing people or cleaning up the environment. There's actually 3 parts of the game where you have these vehicle levels, which are some of the worst because the control is just terrible. You're just going up and down this road. You're trying to put out fires. And you can tell a game is broken when they always include, health pickups and power-ups along the way, because they know it's broken. They know it's hard to control. They know that you're going to need this to get through many of the levels. The other thing about this game is it's really short. It's about an hour to beat the whole thing. I think Power Ranger games can be fun, and this is not one of them. This is one of the worst Power Ranger games ever made. Even the Megazord fighting scenes are terrible. Whatever level you're playing in this game, it's just going to be bad altogether. Sometimes an overlooked terrible game for the Nintendo 64, and that's Carmageddeon 64. You take a wonderful PC series and try to adapt it to the N64 console and then dumb it down. Nope. I'm almost lost for words on how ugly this game is. And then the control, and then the frame rate, and then where are the people? So they replaced the people with these zombies, so when you hit them, it just splat into like green pixels. Lame. Takes all the fun of the PC game and just reduces it to this. It's just very substandard. Titus was known for stinkers. We're going to get to the big one. But this is just as bad, I think, as Superman 64. This is just completely broken. And when a game's bad, it doesn't matter how many modes that you include, how many unlockables, how many levels. It's just not fun. I feel like I'm controlling a box. It looks like a box. It's got terrible graphics. Sometimes you can get turned around on the levels. Everything about this game is just broken. And, people probably saw the name and anticipated that this was going to be like a PC port. And we're completely disappointed with this. Game companies were smart. It's hard to make a new IP. It's better to take an established known game or franchise and make a port of it for something else. That way you don't have to establish yourself. People know a game and they'll pick it up knowing that previous game was fun. And I can't think of how disappointed people were when they played this for the first time. Avoid this at all costs. Same company brought this turd to us, and yes, the big one, Superman 64. This has to be the worst game on the Nintendo 64, and this is Superman 64. So many things went wrong with this. When they're talking about the kryptonite fog in this game, you know that they sacrificed resources to make this game. Just plain terrible. You take one of the greatest superheroes of all time, and you have him fly through rings for the first level. Come on. The control is really touchy. You miss 2 rings and that's it. You got to start over again. And just really, really terrible control and level design. I mean, I'm not going to play a Superman game to fly through rings. I think of the amazing Superman arcade game, and some of the previous 16-bit Superman games were pretty fun. This is just plain awful. I'm sure there's a great backstory of someone overseeing this project. I'm sure it was a nightmare in development, but oh my, just really bad. Controls really bad. It is so easy to fly off course, and then if you miss a few rings, then you're done. You have to do it all over again. It's just, oh, yep, this one there. And just everything about this design and everything about this game, it deserves the hate, honestly, because this was released, people paid full price for this game. Oh, and I'm sure there's some people out there that will defend this saying it's a good game. No, it's not. So you fly through the rings, and then you have to do like a puzzle or a challenge at the end. So I made it through. Yay, made it through. Yay. Now I have to pick up 2 cars. Well, don't read the instruction booklet because it's wrong. You don't automatically pick up things. And if you fail this, guess what? Yep, you got to do the rings over again. Those are my picks for the worst games on the Nintendo 64. What are yours? I know that there are some other games out there I didn't put on the list. You let me know what they are, and I might include them in a future video if I decide to go back and tell you more about bad Nintendo 64 games. There are so many bad games out there, and I'm having a lot of fun doing this series. I'm going to be continuing it. Thank you so much for continuing to tune into my channel and watching my videos. It is most appreciated. Make sure, if you haven't already, to hit that like and subscribe button and click the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you have a great day.